Right now, we want to take a live look outside over Lookout Mountain. Starting this noon, similar to yesterday, another hot one. Looking hazy and hot out there as well. Slightly cooler than yesterday, but yeah, still hot. Another live look for you out over Boulder, where many parts of the state, including here, are under air quality alerts until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So, of course, we want to get straight to our forecast with meteorologist Keely Chalmers on the latest on this heat. Few degrees cooler than yesterday, but still very hot, Keely.
Yeah, we reached a record high yesterday of 99 degrees. And like you said, a few degrees cooler. Likely won't break a record today, but it is still going to be hot with temperatures getting up there in the mid to upper 90s, as you said. And as you can see, a few more clouds in the mixture. And that is keeping things, again, just a bit cooler. Still have this heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock today. And that includes the metro area, Byers, Fort Morgan, Sterling, all the way up to Julesburg, with temperatures getting up there in the upper 90s and low 100s. We are at 92 already here in the metro area, 99 in Ray, Lamar, 96 degrees, still in the 70s up there in the high country. That's where you're going to have to go to get a little bit of relief. You talked about that air quality alert. We do have an ozone action day, and that again until 4 o'clock for the Front Range urban corridor. Once again, much like yesterday because of that hot, stagnant air. Also seeing some showers and some thunderstorm activity popping up over the mountains. We will continue to see that throughout the afternoon, staying dry here in the metro area. We do have some significant rain actually in our extended forecast by the end of the week. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Rain and a big cool down, Keely. We'll check back in with you very soon. Thank you. Some students in Denver are only going to class for a few hours today, and it's because of that heat Keely was just talking about. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez has the latest from Skinner Middle School, one of dozens of schools without air conditioning.
Here at Skinner Middle School, it's the first day of school, but in just a couple of minutes at exactly 12:20, students and teachers will be sent home early because the district says it is just too hot to learn. So we've been following this topic very closely. This happens every year. When schools go back in August, they spend the first weeks trying to mitigate the heat and cool their buildings. If it's still too hot, the district makes a decision to end the day early or close altogether. More than 40 schools in the district started the year without AC in the building, though 13 schools are in the process of getting AC after voters approved a bond in 2020. That still leaves 31 schools without AC with no plan to get it. DPS says they will be getting AC as soon as there's enough funding. They prioritize the schools based on how hot they get. At the top of the list are Skinner Middle, Quarry, Ellis, and Johnson Elementary. The district plans to have a heat mitigation meeting and funding this Thursday. That's when they have a scheduled meeting. Now we know DPS says that those schools without AC, they do have portable coolers and fans, and also someone checking the schools just to see how hot they get. For now, I'm in Denver. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Brianna, thank you. Right now, there is a Medina alert for the person police say shoplifted from a Walmart, then hit someone with their car and drove off. Police say this started at a Walmart in Parker. They say the driver left the parking lot, ran a red light, and hit someone walking in that intersection of Parker Road and Lincoln Avenue. Police say they're looking for a white 2005 Chevy Monte Carlo with a cracked windshield. They say the driver's side airbag may have gone off. Anyone with information is asked to call Parker Police or 911. Developing this noon, a look at attorney John Eastman leaving the Fulton County Jail in Georgia. Eastman surrendered himself to Georgia authorities this morning. When asked by NBC News if he still believes the 2020 election was stolen, Eastman said, quote, "Absolutely, no question in my mind." He's the former lawyer for former President Donald Trump and current attorney for the Colorado Republican Party. Eastman is named in the Georgia indictment in connection to trying to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. His bond is set at $100,000. As a condition of that bond, Eastman will not be allowed to communicate with any co-defendants. This includes Trump. A number of legal scholars say Eastman's efforts to meddle in the election were unconstitutional. He is accused of devising and promoting a plan for former Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the presidential race results. Prosecutors say he also urged Georgia state lawmakers to appoint fake GOP elections to replace legitimate ones. Wednesday, the Republican presidential candidates will square off in their first debate. The party's frontrunner, former President Trump, will not be on that stage in Milwaukee, but he'll still very much be in the spotlight. NBC's Ali Vitale has the latest on his fourth criminal indictment from Atlanta.
The waiting game's still on here at Fulton County as those 19 defendants have until Friday to turn themselves in. That deadline, of course, set by the district attorney, Fani Willis. We know that the former president and some of those top names on this defendants list, though, have started conversations through their lawyers, setting bail and figuring out what the process of surrender might look like. We've already started to see barricades added outside of the jail ahead of the Thursday deadline that we expect that former President Trump is going to set for himself. He truth socialed overnight that he's going to be turning himself in on Thursday. Another one of his co-conspirators, John Eastman, one of the key lawyers involved in the plot to overturn the 2020 election results, turned himself in today. His bail has been set at $100,000. The former president's set at $200,000. And look, behind all of this is the fact that there is the first Republican primary debate set to happen tomorrow night. Trump, of course, won't be there. He's counter-programming that event with an interview of his own, sort of trolling Fox News by going to one of their former top anchors, Tucker Carlson, for a sit-down interview. He pre-taped that. We expect him to be at Bedminster while that debate is going on. And then, of course, the following day, coming to turn himself in here. Back to you.
A major shipping backlog in the Panama Canal could cause your Amazon packages to be delayed. More than 130 ships are currently stuck on either side of the canal, with some vessels waiting for weeks to enter. The cause, an ongoing drought and extreme weather conditions there. Most of the ships caught in the backlog are bulk cargo or gas carriers, with many of them headed straight to the U.S. ports with popular goods. The U.S. is the largest user of the Panama Canal, representing 73% of its traffic. The current drought in Panama could mean weeks, if not months, of additional rainfall to get it back up and running again. Experts say there should be no reason to worry about shipping problems come Christmas. Finding a home you can afford is getting harder and harder. This week, mortgage rates are at the highest level since 2000. Right now, you will pay 8.11% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. Demand remains high, but supply of homes for sale is low. Not only do high mortgage rates make it more expensive to finance a home, they also make homeowners who locked in at lower rates more reluctant to sell. Many elements go into how banks determine mortgage rates, and the Federal Reserve rate is a major influence.